Hello and welcome to the All Blacks versus the British and Irish Lions second test preview / predictions from DrivingMaul. Hi, I'm Paul, the guy behind DrivingMaul, and thank you very much for joining me. I'm always up for a good rugby chat, so please feel free to leave comments below, either on Twitter or YouTube. And yeah, if you're on YouTube, please give it the old thumbs up. You can do so at any point during the video. So we have had the teams announced for the second test from the All Blacks and also from the Lions. So what I'll do is I'll run through those teams, give you an idea as to how I think they'll play, and then also give you my prediction at the end. So stick around for that. So we'll start off with the home team, the New Zealand All Blacks, or just the All Blacks actually. And who have we got? We've got Moody, Taylor, Franks in the front row, with Harris, Crockett and Firmina on the bench. No surprises there. Bernie Retallick partners Sam Whitelock in the locks, with Scott Barrett to come off the bench. Kano, Kane and Reid are your loosies, and Ardy Surveyor off the bench as well. So then your halfback pairing, Aaron Smith and Beauden Barrett, with TJ Perenara and Aaron Cruden on the bench. So far, very much, well, exactly like the first test. No big changes there. And I think that's pretty much what we were expecting as well. I did hear some sort of rumours that Dag might get dropped, but that seemed very unlikely and not how I would have gone. Let's move on into the backs now then. Sonny Bill Williams and Anton Lienert-Brown. So here's our first change from the first test, and it's injury forced. Crotty injured himself in that first game, and so is out now. No surprise, Anton Lienert-Brown comes into that jersey after being on the bench last weekend. And then your back three are Rieko Ioane, Naholo and Israel Dag at fullback. Yep, so again, another change here with Ben Smith being forced off through injury. So another injury enforced change. And then your back is Laumape, who had a great game for the Highlanders, not for the Highlanders, rubbish, for the Hurricanes in midweek against the British and Irish Lions there. We saw him running down the Dan Biggar channel quite a lot, and I think if he gets on the pitch, he'll be doing something pretty similar this weekend as well. He is the only new cap. Here's the person uncapped in this side. Just something to remember, or some things to point out. Kano's on 79 caps. This will be his 80th cap. Kieran Reid is on 98 and Charlie Firmina on 48. So they'll be hitting their 150 milestones in the third test if they get through this one injury free. So just a couple of things there. Talking to a lot of my New Zealand friends, we're expecting the All Blacks to change things up a bit. Last weekend, they kept everything very tight with the inside ball, using the forwards and Sonny Bill Williams to bash it up, to negate that fast line speed defence that we've seen. And the aggression there in the forwards was more than the Lions could cope with, and we saw the All Blacks getting over the gain line more than half the time. And if you get that much front foot ball, it's going to come back quickly, and you're going to create space and create opportunities. And in offloads, which are the ultimate quick ball, and you've got a very smooth attack in place. So that I think the All Blacks will know that the Lions will come back with much more intensity in that close battle. Probably keep another forward close in and try and bash up and stop that gain line there. So expect the All Blacks to change things up somehow, either going slightly wider to Anton Lienert-Brown or a bit more kicking from the halfbacks. We'll have to wait and see. But they'll probably do a bit of that anyway. When they played Wales last year, a lot of the criticism was they didn't earn the right to go wide and they were playing too loose. That did not happen yet last weekend, and I don't think it'll happen this weekend. I think they'll keep it tight initially before going wide and win that front foot ball. Now, the real talking points are all on the Lions side. As I say, we only had 2 changes for the All Blacks, and both of those were injury enforced. Everything else is as expected. So let's get over to the Lions team. Up front, Vunipola, George and Furlong, with Owens, McGrath and Sinclair on the bench. That's exactly as it was in the first test and as we all expected. with the front row having to do the full 80 minutes against the Canes on Tuesday. There was very little to no chance that any of them were going to make it into here. The first change is in the second row, and it kind of got flagged up by that Canes game when Chris was on the bench and came on to play with Courtney Laws coming off. We have Itoje and Jones. So Chris has been dropped with Courtney Laws on the bench. So Chris has dropped entirely out of the matchday 23. He ran the line out well. He did some of the hidden stuff well last weekend, but he did drop a ball or two going forwards and got himself isolated as well. So running with the ball, he was not as powerful as wasn't as secure as we need, and I think that's where, unfortunately, why he has lost his place. Very surprised to see he's not there alongside Itoje, but clearly Gatland trusts Alwyn Jones, and then we're looking at Courtney Laws coming off the bench and throwing himself at bodies. He's not a great carrier, he tends to be a bit too upright, but he will be tackling his heart out and causing a lot of pain when he comes on. Going into the back row, it's the Lucy's, we've got Warburton, Faletau and O'Brien. So Amani drops out of the 23 entirely because we have CJ Stander on the bench. So the captain has gone. This clearly is about getting some more bulk and winning that game line collision. Amani is not, he's not as big as these guys. Obviously he's bigger than me, but he's not as big as Warburton and CJ Stander, and that's what they've been brought in to do, is to win that game line battle, because that's really where I feel the Lions lost it last weekend. Then we end up with, and there are more surprises to come, because we have Murray and Sexton as our halfback partnership. On the bench, Webb and Teo. Oh, hang on, where's Farrell gone? That's right, we've got a Murray, Sexton, Farrell at 12. So you can see definitely it's going to be a game change plan from the British Irish Lions. We're not going to see that inside centre who was Teo last week going in and looking to offload or get over the game line, which he did very well at first, but then I think the All Blacks adapted to that tactic and he wasn't making the yards later on. So I think that's a big reason why we're seeing Farrell come in, is that we saw, whilst Teo had a really good game, we saw the All Blacks countered what he was doing. With Sexton and Farrell in there, and without a North-style wing or Julian Surveyor-style wing, we're not going to see that inside ball. I think we're going to be looking at, or the inside ball, crash ball at least anyway. We're going to be seeing the Lions trying to spread the ball wider, using Farrell's missed passes to get to the wings, or to pick out Davis into spaces. I don't think we're going to be seeing, so I think we'll see definitely the Lions playing wider this week than we saw them last week. So we got, so I said, Murray, Sexton, Farrell, Jonathan Davis in the 13 jersey, which is no surprise, and then our back three are the same: Elliot Daly, Anthony Watson and Liam Williams in the 15 jersey. On the bench, Ben Teo gets 22 jersey, and Jack Nowell gets the 23 jersey, ousting Lee Halfpenny, who was there last week. I know that there were some people who were wanting Lee Halfpenny to come back in, but the counter-attack that Liam Williams led, that kind of try, you're not likely to see Halfpenny doing that. Liam Williams, Jack Nowell, that's more their kind of play. So you've got Anthony Watson, Jack Nowell and Liam Williams, who can all now play fullback and rotate round if there are any injuries. One of the things that came out during the week was I think it was Daly saying, yeah, we trust our attack, we trust our counter-attack. Well, I'd like to see them do it more then, please. That Liam Williams try was because he was closed down and he couldn't take the kick. And so he had to look for another option. The kick was the first, I think the kick was the first option there, not to counter-attack. So hopefully we'll see the back three having a go more and trying to get those mismatches where they can find a gap and gas people. I say, with that Sexton Farrell partnership, we're looking at a much wider game plan, I think, from the Lions. Do I agree with all these changes? No, I don't think I do. I wouldn't have had Alwyn Jones in there. I'd have kept Cruz to keep that line out working. I would have started Farrell at 10 and brought this Sexton in later and had Teo. I think trying to spread it wide that early on is going to be an issue. And I think they're going to have that. They're going to have Sonny Bill Williams, Naholo running down their channel a lot. And so there's Sexton's and Farrell's tackling. They're not the biggest guys. They are decent defenders, but they're going to get bashed over, I feel, and we could lose the gain line battle there. So with having said all that, I'm going to back the All Blacks to win, I think, at the weekend by 10. I mean, it is a good Lions side, but I'm not convinced by some of the selections here that Gatland's made. Now, clearly, he's a much more experienced coach than I am, and should know what he's doing. But I feel that, I'm not convinced by that Sexton Farrell axis. Thank you very much for watching. Please do sign up for my newsletter. Link above, in Twitter, down below on YouTube. Please share this with your friends. It helps to get the word out there to everybody. And as I say, give it a little thumbs up on YouTube. That's always much appreciated. I will be back tomorrow with my weather watch for the game down in Wellington. Obviously known as a windy city, so we'll see if the wind is going to get up or not. I've not checked the weather yet. Up here in Auckland, it is a very sunny and fine day, which is good but cold, as it is winter. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. I'm just blathering now. I will get off and head and say back tomorrow with my weather watch.